Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing good. Welcome back to Isaac Inspires. It's another bass video here. We're going to be talking about something that I get a lot of requests about, something that I get asked about quite a bit, actually, and that is tone. How do you dial in tone on your bass? How do you dial in tone on your amp, etc., etc.? So we're going to get into all of that today. Now, this video here is going to be for dialing tone on your bass. For me personally, I dial in my tone on my bass. My amp is going to be supplementary to what I'm doing. So your tone should come from your bass. You should not rely on an amp for your tone. All right. An amp is meant to enhance your tone. Your bass is meant to carry your tone. All right. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to dial in your tone on bass. So let's get started. There's a few things that you need to know before you start, figuring out tone and all that. The first is the electronics. All right, this stuff here, this stuff right here that you see, the knobs. But the second thing and the most important thing are your fingers. All right, we don't talk about this a lot. Everyone's focused on the electronics, but we don't talk about this element. Your fingers are your chief tone providers, okay? Your fingers can change your tone. You can have the same bass in the same setting and give it to two people and you'll get two different tones. All right. So that's going to be the most important thing. But let's talk about the electronics first. All right. So on my bass, I have a volume knob. I have a pickup selector. So if I push it all the way this way, it's using this pickup. If I push it all the way back the other way, it's using this pickup here. So I have that. I have my bass, my mids, and my trebles. This here is my passive active switch. I don't use it that often. Me personally, I like playing my bass on passive. That's just me. It's a tone thing, right? So if you have one of those switches, then go back and forth and see which tone you like. I like the passive tone. Anyways, so we're not going to talk about volume, obviously. The first thing that you need in order to get your tone is to figure out which pickup you like playing on. All right. So if I push my pickup selector all the way to this, I'm gonna get this tone here. It's a very warm tone, right? Very, very, very warm. Now, if I push my pickup back here, I'm gonna get this type of tone. I get a more punchy tone. Right? So I can come in the middle and I can get a blend of both. Right? So your first objective is to figure out which of those that you like. Do you like a more warm tone? Do you like a more punchy tone? Do you like kind of a blend between the two? All right, so for me personally, what I do is I have my pickup in the middle, and then I push it a little bit towards the back because I like a punchier tone. That's me personally. I like my mids a little bit boosted. I don't know why. That's just what I like. So that's why I do what I do. Now, what I do is not gonna work for everybody. I know people who don't really like my tone. They like a more warm tone, so they may push this all the way up here and get this pickup instead. So that's the first thing you want to do, is figure out which pickup you want to use to get the tone that you want. From there, then we start getting to the EQs. All right, so right now I have everything set at 12 o'clock or everything set at halfway. So for my tone, I know since I have this pickup selected, I'm going to have my mids boosted a little bit because of where my pickup is. So in order to counter that, I need to add more bass, right? Because it's called a bass for a reason, right? We don't want mids taking over our entire bass. So as it is right now, this is what it sounds like. Right? Now I'm gonna add some more bass since I took it away by adding more mids. So you can see my levels between my mids and my bass is about the same. right? I'm still getting that same bass response because I made up for what I took away by selecting my pickup, right? So that's what the EQs are for, right? Once you set your pickups, your EQ is like your makeup gain, your makeup EQ, I guess. You're not supposed to go and crank all these out. Like that's not the point. The point is you dial in your main tone first using your pickup, and then whatever you're missing, that's what you add in, right? So for me, again, I would add my bass. Now for my mids, I'm not going to touch that since I'm getting most of my mids from the pickup I selected. So I'm not going to touch that. Now my treble, for my bass in particular, this acts as a second tone selector. All right, so if I turn my treble all the way down, right, this is what my bass sounds like. That's what my bass sounds like. If I have my treble all the way turned up, this is what my bass sounds like. Right? So as you can see, when it's down, I'm getting a really warm sound. A lot of bass, a lot of mids. When it's all the way up, I'm getting a lot of punch, right? So for me personally, I like keeping mine at 12 o'clock, right? A little bit above. I like that. Now, for things where I feel like I need more, punch or some more sharpness to my playing, then I'll turn my pickup. I'll turn my treble a little bit more up. For things like jazz, maybe where I don't need as much treble, I'll turn my trebles down, right? So it kind of acts as a second tone selector. It's kind of like a little secret. Keep that between us. A little tone selector. All right. So that is this portion of tone. All right. Now, like I said, the big secret is this: your fingers. These 3 or 4 or 2, or hopefully don't use 1, but at least 2, right? Because let's say I dial in the tone that I like, right? So this is the tone that I like personally. Let's listen a little bit. Right? Now, let's say I play with the tips of my fingers, right? Right? Now let's say I play with the side of my fingers. Let's say I play with my thumb. Now, I just played with 3 different variations of my fingers, and all 3 variations changed my tone. All right. So when I say the most important element of your playing is your fingers, what I mean is I can have the same tone, but I can play it different ways to get different results. All right. So for instance, if I have, if I want to play more punchy, I'm gonna make sure I use this part of my finger here because I can get more connection like that. If I want to play more soft though, I might use this part of my finger. Right? And of course I'm muting on this hand, but that's a whole nother thing. And then if I want something that's really, really mellow, I'm gonna use my thumb. Right? So your fingers make all the difference. All right. So as we wrap up, biggest takeaway: make sure you select your tone from your pickups first. All right, and then dial in your EQs, and then be aware of how your fingers work together. The last thing I will tell you is that where you play also matters. Okay, like where you play on your bass. So let's say you have your pickup right in the middle, right? Chances are you should play your bass right in the middle, in between the pickups to get the best sound. But if I do that, I can get this sound. Now, without changing anything, if I move my finger further down, I can get the sound. If I move my fingers further up, I get the sound. If I move my fingers all the way up here, that changes tone too. All right. So where you play also makes a difference. So tone is not as black and white as, EQ. All right. A lot of different things affect tone. The strings that you use affect your tone. The bass that you have, the wood of the neck affects your tone. All that stuff I didn't get into because I'm just assuming you have what you have, right? But the easiest way you can fix your tone or change your tone or adjust your tone now is by doing these things. Figure out which pickup you like best. Set your EQ to make up for that in whatever capacity you need to. Your fingers, the way you play, how you play, as well as where you play on your bass. All right, so try this out, have fun with it. Obviously, you can adjust your tone for different genres of music. Like, I wouldn't use the tone I have now to play jazz, right? Because jazz requires no treble at all. So have fun with it, explore, and figure out what works for you. Don't be influenced by somebody saying they don't like your tone, right? Your tone is your tone. Your voice is your voice for a reason. So have fun with it. And I'm going to go into a video here about what I use in particular. A lot of people ask me about my bass and all of that. So I'll do another video on that. And I have more videos coming. All right. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Like the video, subscribe, comment, share, tell your friends about it and everything. And let's grow together. All right. Love y'all. Peace.